Hello and welcome to the Through the Decades April 2026 Premodern Monthly, coming to you from Through the Decades in Louisville, Kentucky. Today we'll be featuring the round 3 matchup between John on the bottom with Moneyball Black and Peter on the top with Natural Order Elves. And we'll get to their match after a word from our sponsor. Through the Decades, in conjunction with the Ohio River Boas, are proud to bring you Grand Prix Louisville on June 6, 2026. If you ever find yourself missing not only the pre-modern era of Magic the Gathering, but the old tournament structure, this will be the event for you. The entry fee for the main event is $60 and will include a specially designed Grand Prix Louisville playmat and a stamped card. Prize support for the main event will be $5,000, paying out to the top 16, along with a Magic the Gathering themed championship belt for the winner. Side events will include some retro booster drafts, including Mirage Block, Tempest Block, and Urza's Block, along with a Pauper Win-a-Duel giving out a Tundra to first place and a Bayou for second place. The main event will max out at 300 players, so seating is limited as we throw one of the largest celebrations of the pre-modern format to date. So, don't miss your chance to be part of pre-modern Magic history and sign up by scanning the QR code on the screen.
Right, and it looks like we have our round 3 pairing up. We have on the top here, it looks like we have got Peter. Peter is on, let's see here, Natural Order. Natural Order. Natural Order. Okay, interesting. He likes the spice here.
He takes their products wherever they needs to go. So it's pretty.
Oh, he's got a fan Shoba and of Corrosion. Okay. He's got two Antuka Vigilantes and then there's some Wall Roots. So it's close to Cradle Control, but it's still playing 3 Priest.
Yeah.
Like it's close enough to be more of an Elves list than anything else.
Yeah, I'd call it Elves list, but yeah, definitely kind of a little bit, going a little bigger than what I would say with the full-on aggro Elves. And then for the bottom here, we have John. He was actually one of our top 8 players from our last monthly.
Yes.
He was playing Mono Black, and it looks like he kind of decided to run it back with a Mono Black build, but this is actually going to be the list that won one of those bigger, I think it was a 64-person tournament, foregoing the Dark Rituals for stuff like this Black Class that we see here. He has 3 Funeral Charm in this list as well. So kind of a Moneyball Black hitless pick kind of hybrid.
Yeah,
it's what I would say.
It's pitless rack.
Yeah.
The funny thing is those Funeral Charms are actually going to have some pertinent text, seeing as we are, and right then and right there, that Quirion Ranger is dead, and that's, you know what, that's a perfect target for that. The Ranger is important to hit, so is the Wirewood Symbol.
Sure.
That is a kill on sight.
Yeah. Yes.
So where do we feel about this matchup from the, like, who do we think is favored in game 1?
It really depends on how Peter is able to draw here. I think if he's able to weather kind of just a couple of these one-for-one type spells like this, Peter does have cards like the Survival of the Fittest that can really kind of start to build, kind of grow him back out of the one-for-one area and start to take some advantage here. So
looks like he's casting a, what is that, a Beholder? It's a Snuff Out. Maybe finish with the choke.
I think I had the Beholder or something. Maybe.
Look, it's a Snuff Out.
But that's a not a strong gold as well. So that's going to be our beater. See if we can get through here. But John doesn't really have a really a fast block. That's kind of the issue with the Mono Black dexes. You're attacking with a lot of futures.
Bane of the Living is...
Yes.
Pretty. Oh, and a duress on a survival. Okay. And hopefully Pete decides to play out for us. Is it going to be
Beast Springer friendly, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Double Priest.
It
looks like a Deranged Hermit and another Survivor.
Yeah. So,
and a Wirewood Symbiote, which
I think that's in play right now.
Oh yeah, that.
And he's just he's letting it write it down. So it looks like he's going to pick it back up for us. So he could cast one of those priests, but really, it's really just can Peter get out of? Okay, it's like can he get out of the mana issue? But he can play 2 priests now if Yeah, it's like play one of them off these 2 forests and then tap the cradle to play the second priest.
No cards.
And then really his issues are not going to be an issue after that.
Yes. Now, I would like to point out, John does have 2 main deck Bane of the Living,
Ooh, okay. So
which is a spicy meatball.
he's going to go with the Survival.
Oh yeah, remove Aquarian.
So, if we're doing that, do we then just go straight for Multani's Acolyte?
Okay, you play this
I'm
one.
gonna
Have a recurring blocker that starts putting more cards
It
in your
starts-
hand and then generate card advantage and then just
Mm-hmm.
just keep going. But Pete has been playing Elves for as long as I've known. Now I've only known him since Eternal Weekend this last year.
Oh,
Nah,
That's a that is a
Knowing 2 priests, that's quite the.
that's
Quite
well
what he did here.
yeah.
And then he can flash back one of these guys' hits.
No, not a Stronghold, not going to do very much.
No. So here, I think it's pretty.
I'll make sure
I think it's pretty. Peter should probably pitch one of these priests.
Yes, I think that's the right call to diversify his bonds.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, obviously, he's not going to be able to keep anything he wants to. Even if he goes to get like the squee, that squee can go straight to the graveyard.
Yeah,
At least then he can diversify, so he doesn't just get double sniped.
agreed. Yep, it looks like Peter stopped on the squee. He's
You got squeezed.
making a second take at it. Yep, and there it is.
So that goes to hand. Now, unfortunately, it's that Withered Wretch that's in play that is going to.
Nothing floating.
So it's going to be one of these 2 cards.
Yeah, I believe so.
Now, so if Squee's gone, like for example, if you name Squee here
Mm-hmm.
and then exile it with a Withered Wretch,
Deranged Hermit.
do you think you can then safely sacrifice the
Okay.
Withered Wretch instead of losing your potentially first blight or first strike?
Very interesting. So he took the deranged
Oh,
hermit.
he might end up there. We'll see. One second.
It looks like.
Oh,
So
no.
he still has a squeeze. So it looks like he's just going to hold on, let him keep the squeeze, and then just keep that, keep the Wither Wretch around. Just keep squeeze and check that one. And attack for 4 here.
Yeah, I think we block with our face here.
Yeah, definitely.
5. Yeah, you're at 13.
We're 18. That's more than enough to. We don't have to worry about all I've told you.
Pitless rack decks don't do that much.
No.
That's really the question here. Oh,
Unless they're playing Hatred, which I don't think John has any Hatreds.
Hate.
Yeah, none of that around here, unfortunately.
Okay. So yeah, Priest and Titanium.
All right, so we are
So we're going
sacrificing
to
here.
sacrifice the Charlotte, and I wouldn't be surprised. Okay.
Oh, you need to leave. Okay, so
So he's going to leave the squiddy. It makes sense. Again, he has it checked with the.
he
with
does,
the-
yes.
So if
So,
he wants to really get rid of that, be my guest.
So I'm guessing we are then just going to be on the Multani's Acolyte.
Sure.
Yeah. That would be my thoughts here.
Yeah.
And even then, for Peter, this isn't a bad spot.
Yeah.
Because John had to sacrifice one of his 2 attackers here. And like we're saying, with this Wirewood Symbiote, a Multani's Acolyte can just block for foreseeable future while accruing values.
Yes. Now it gets even more disgusting if you get a mana creature in play, because
Yeah.
you could if you get a Priest of Titanium play, you can bounce the Acolyte, untap her, tap her, cast her. And during your
Now you're
opponent's
trying to
turn,
squeak my leg.
block, return, untap, and then if you draw an errant creature, you can discard it to survival to get the chain going. So he can start getting more Hermit Druids going because he's got, or not Hermit Druids, excuse me, deranged Hermits.
Right.
Don't worry, I will only always call
Oh, I know.
X, Y, and
Yeah.
YX. There are 2 Druids, both of them are 2 Hermits, and both of them are
The game's
insane.
Yeah. Yeah, you get a card.
We do have the Acolyte there. We're going to draw.
Sure. No blocks, no
And
effects.
it's pretty safe to attack for 1. Like you're
Alright, remove squeak.
the basic heuristic is if you're not going to block and you have a free attack, you attack.
Yeah, you attack.
There's no reason not to. So he serves. So I would not be surprised if we saw block
Anything before damage.
and big bounce.
Okay, no
Yep.
blocks.
Oh, are we just on the trade?
Oh, we are just on the
yeah.
trade.
Okay,
Sorry,
that doesn't make sense because now we can get his anger lines going.
Yeah.
Iffy. Go ahead.
And it's like, I bet Peter, in this case, ooh, hippie.
Okay, that is.
It's like, Peter definitely has something else going on in hand that he's drawn in these last few turns. I don't think he gives up that engine freely.
Yes. Or we just got another one.
We have the second. So first one is expendable. So it's like he can pick it back up here. Yeah, float 2 mana, pick it back up, but then play it right back down if he has to. Ooh. Second
Mana, 4 mana, masterful.
That is what you want against the mono black.
Yes. He's going to take some damage here. But now we're just on the
actually,
race.
no, with this, if he only has 1 card, okay, but he can pick up the multiple acolyte to pitch to the master here. So it's actually going to be okay, but it's like
Waste your Gaia's Cradle.
it's like it's going to make it. Ooh, and
no.
okay.
That is.
Okay, so
Sure. You take.
Yep. We're
Oh,
going for
you
any
take
turn.
2.
Turn.
You're
Yep.
at 6.
Now.
Gonna have to pitch. So how are we looking at this point? Oh, he's at 6, so they have.
Yeah.
So actually,
He's
so he
weighing
can
his own.
still win the race here. Pitch that, draw a card. If you get attack for 5, yeah, if it attacks for 5, it's 3 turns and 3 turns on the hippie. So he is actually
There's a
just
rack in
ahead.
play.
That's a black face. I think. Oh,
That's a rack, my brother. Yeah.
My gosh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
you
it's a
know.
black face. No, yeah, no, we're. Ooh, so he plays out. Yeah, it's like he plays it out. Oof. So a couple of really good draws here for John.
Yeah, John has had a fortunate
Into your graveyard just to make sure.
draws here. Yeah, he's kind of considering his options on whether he needs to attack or not. And I would attack him. Take him to 4, then take him to 1. That trims off any fetch lands, although
You're at 6. Yeah.
we don't
I'll take
have.
it.
We have 4. That would.
It's like I bet we have a couple.
Yeah, we have to have something to balance. So he swings. We go down to 4.
You,
There we go. And we go to 1.
you lose the master card.
Yep.
Yeah,
And
sacrifice.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't see how we get out of this.
Let's go to the next one.
Alright.
It looks like Peter doesn't either, so we are going to pack it in and go to game 2. Now taking a look at these sideboards. So I'm seeing natural. Okay, so Wall of Blossoms.
Yeah, 3
Not great. Tribal Force Mage. Probably not.
Probably not needed.
Sharpshooter, no. Naturalize, yes. I can see Naturalize and the Uktabi Orangutan. At least I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
His
would say
handwriting
that
is
would be a orangutan,
is atrocious, to put it politely.
Yeah.
Another Master Core, Tormod's Crypt, Caller of the Claws, if it's one. I would bring in the Claw for sure. It makes bears when that Engineered Plague that I'm sure you're about to tell me about comes down. Uktabi Orangutan can answer that. Naturalize can be great. Uktabi Orangutan can answer the racks, not the Engineered Plagues. Also, if there's any, say, Curse Scroll, which is pretty darn good when your hand's gonna be pretty low anyways. So those are the things I could consider bringing in. Tell me about the terrible things that are gonna happen to our boy here.
Yeah, so John has 1 Smother, 1 Powder Keg, 2 Tormod's Crypt, 1 Curse Scroll, 1 Plague Bear, 3 Plague, like we were talking about there, 3 Dystopias, a Gloom, 1 Parish, and a Graveborn Leaf. So John is locked and loaded for green matchups.
John is.
He shows violence.
So I think the snarky question would be, what do you bring in? And the answer is yes.
Yes. A lot of this is going to be really good.
It is flavor. There are 1, 2. I'm not bringing you Tormod's Crypt.
No.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You could bring in 11 cards. Smother, Powder Keg, Curse Scroll, Plague Bearer, Engineered Plagues, Dystopia, Perish, and you could even bring in the Graveborn Muse, but I don't think you need to bring in 12 cards.
No, definitely not.
Like, that is...
I think it's really what cards are you really not wanting? And Chain of Smog doesn't seem very good here.
You trade out those Diabolic Edicts for sure.
Yeah, the Diabolic Edicts can get cut.
Knights of Stromgold.
They didn't look like it didn't look like the best creature on this board.
It was great to sacrifice to that Cabal thing.
It's like I don't even know if you want to bring in something like a Smother because it's still just a 1-for-1, and you may even have to be going down on mana
Yeah.
in hitting a 1-drop.
While that's
It's
true,
really just because Plague Mirror, Engineer Plague, Dystopia, Perish just sweep up the board so well. We may just not even need the one-to-one removal. We just have multiple tempo up and card advantage up cards that we don't even need.
now amusingly,
It just depends on what John decides to bring out here.
Amusingly, I did play a matchup very similar to this on Magic Online when I shuffled up this deck. I think I might have cut a Dystopia for something else because I didn't have the 70 tickets available in my rental account.
Yeah.
And looking at the sideboard options for green was delightful. Now, I got my teeth kicked in, unfortunately, because they were playing more Cradle Control, so Wastelands and Ports to lock down. But Pete is definitely not on that kind of a list.
No,
So I don't imagine that being an issue.
Agreed. But yeah, we will see what our players decide here soon.
Yeah. We love Pete. He's very good with Elves. He's been playing it since at least October of last year.
He's been playing Elves and Legacy for years.
Okay, and
So-
in Premodern, at least since October.
Yeah.
I sat and sort of talked him through some lines. His favorite line that I talked him through was use Kamal, animate your guy's cradle, start untapping it.
Yeah.
And I think I saw stars in his eyes
He's
when I
like, I know what
explained
I
that
want to
him.
do
He's like,
today.
oh my god, that like he saw the light in that
Yes.
because Kamal famously can turn your guy's cradle into a creature. Then you can untap it with your symbiotes and your Quirion Rangers. So then you can get, as we like to call it, a commander player's worth of mana.
Yeah. Just an absolute ball.
Yeah. And it looks like our plays here. I mean, it looks like John is still and John is a very deliberate player when it comes to his sideboarding decisions. When you have 12 cards you could bring in, I cannot blame him for needing to take as much time as possible. But I think he might have come up with something.
Yeah.
Look, I'll be honest, I'm happy I don't have to be in that seat.
Yeah.
And I'm more happy I don't have to be in Pete's seat right now because
Yeah.
this is not where he wants to be. It does look like he's come up with a sufficient court configuration. So what do you put Pete's chances at right now?
Probably right around 35% or so. Elves can still very much come out of the gates pretty quickly and just overwhelm John. If John has something like Dystopia, but Peter plays a
Let me make sure.
Deranged
I have
Hermit,
15, I'm
it
sorry.
really does just kind of overpower something like a Dystopia. So
True.
it just depends. Peter has to be out pretty quickly out of the gates, I think.
And that might be the thing. Maybe we don't. It feels so bad to say this. Maybe we don't bring in the dystopias because,
I get it. I get
he
you.
doesn't have the ritual option to get out early to prevent his opponent from snowballing. By turn 3, there could be 4 green cards available. To which Peter could just go like, okay,
shrug, yeah.
that's a nice spin horn elves I've got here. It'd be a shame if it died to this dystopia.
Yeah, and it's
Let me continue playing multiple permanents in a turn.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna have to pay 6 life by the time you actually start cutting into creatures that I actually care to keep on the board.
Now, obviously, if he can back that up with the Plague Bearer or
Yeah,
the an
It's just
Engineer
a-
Plague, then
I agree. It's like it's
Then it
just a
gets-
piece of an overall gameplay. It's not the focal point of the game.
yes. Now, I am loving. Plague Bearer has gotten surprisingly popular.
It has.
The
That is something that I didn't really see coming.
I've been in the pre-modern trading Discord a lot, just on the main pre-modern channel, and a lot of people have been asking for Plague Bearers. So it is not a card that people have been sleeping on. It's starting to pick up some steam, and you know what? When you can pay 3 mana to kill a Dreadnought,
Sorry.
or
That's not
pay
bad.
1 mana and start sniping
I had land and
Call of the
spells.
Herd
What do you want me to
tokens,
do?
yes,
That's good.
yes, I will gladly pay 1 black mana
Yeah.
to get half of a card that you spent 3 mana. Sure.
Wrong.
So we've got a judge call on the floor. Actually, we'll make sure that we have.
Yeah, if I gotta go check that out.
I'll go check that out if you want to keep
Yeah, for sure.
keep this going.
All right, looks like we've got a couple hands. Peter has gone down to 6. Pull a card down. Let's see what he can do here. Wirewood. Let's see.
Results?
Your results.
Survival to finish. That's pretty good.
Couldn't hear the name here, but it doesn't look like he hit. I see a Walrus, a Priest, a Titania, a Guy's Cradle, and Glare. Hopefully we'll be able to see that here as they pick their cards back up.
Alright, go ahead.
Cradle.
Yep. 2 mana.
Forwards.
Wall. Yep.
Heck, just playing a Wall of Roots and passing.
Yep.
With a symbiote.
Yep.
Coming in hot for 1.
Yep. I'm at 19.
Whoa, bad.
The second wire with Symbiote, so. And as I was saying, not exactly the most explosive start power-wise for Peter. So,
His bonds are diversified on creature types at least.
Yeah,
So
so-
we do see an Engineer Plague coming.
yeah, it's still obviously. Well, actually, I say obviously. You could just easily name Insect here and
Yeah.
get rid of 2 cards, 2-for-1s like that. I'll
Yeah.
take those all the day.
Okay. Again,
Stunt the mana. Oh,
stymie the mana. That cuts him off 3 mana right there. That is
a lot better than just the one that Rashada Portnoy taps down.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
so. I'm thinking we got 2 mana here. Is this a Sewer Pro? Nope, that is
It's a priest.
Oh, that's a priest.
I'm
Okay.
at 17.
And we are getting him with them bugs.
Okay.
But at this point, John is going to 3 mana, and as we're kind of talking, a lot of these really impactful cards on John's side are at the 3 mana mark.
There are so many haymakers that we could just see right here, right now.
Yeah.
Now, fortunately for the Plague, if there is one, I've not been able to see his hand. He keeps everything pretty close to the chest. We've got some sort of land. Is it a wasteland? Nope, just a swamp.
Second Swamp. Didn't see anything from Hippie to
Hippie, Plague, Perish.
Yeah.
Perish would be a spicy one.
pretty good here.
Just a cash 4 for 1.
Plague. Any response?
Yeah, almost a 5-for-1 because it also turns off the cradle too.
Oh,
All right,
this
so
is a
yep,
win.
here is that
So,
one of those many engineer
it
plagues.
results.
Your
Trigger.
Trigger.
John's looks like he's kind of having a laugh today, and I don't know, do I name Insect or Elf here? If it's weird not naming Elf in the Elves list, yeah, I really wouldn't be surprised if he says Insect. Yep, there it is.
I am going to go make sure that it has
okay,
insect
I
root
have
knot so
the
we can
right
have that.
insect because I don't
Yeah,
know
right.
what
Well,
the
we're-
It looks
Oh,
like
you're
he's
right, you're right.
grabbing into
You're
P
right.
thing there to
Yeah.
grab.
Wow.
Perfect.
It's your card. You write this.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm not
I'm the
doing
one
that.
destroying your permanents. I was
Yeah,
like,
it's his
give
card.
me
Let
the
him do
dice.
it.
I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice.
Right. I wouldn't expect you to be.
Yep. Perfect.
And
All right.
Thank you, John. Thank you.
yeah, John, when you watch this later, thanks for hitting me the 20-foot walk. Uh,
2,
Yeah.
3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
Range tournaments?
Yeah. That's
Trigger.
punished immediately. Yep.
Take some squirrels.
Yep.
And pretty sure that's all I can do. That is all I can do.
Yep.
so we've got a good range from it. But
Yep.
suddenly John may be
Yeah.
reconsidering his naming options.
He wants the name Squirrel now.
Yeah. No, who's the name Elves?
Yeah.
Hello, buddy yourself. Dare Sushi.
Yeah. I mean, okay. It wouldn't have changed that coming into play. Yeah.
Hey, well,
So how John is playing this, this doesn't really feel like he has something like a parish.
yeah,
And
he would
I feel like he would
slam that.
windmill slam that, yeah. I saw a wither wretch in the grip, but it's like
That's a
it's just
factory,
just a
right?
bunch of like yeah, that's a factory. Maybe a Bane of the Living is in there. But,
Bane can at least start to get the job
yeah,
done.
it's like that'll you can morph that, unmorph it next turn, and it would wipe the board. Well, outside of the wall of roots. So that is big game. And being a 4-3 on this board after wiping it would be big.
Yeah.
So
Now, fortunately, Pete is a disciplined enough Elves player to know not to go too wide. Hopefully, game 2.
no,
Survival defense.
he's really good about sequencing his threats out.
Well, the insects are gone.
Ooh.
it's
So he
not
gets to
clear
see it
what's going
naturalize as well. So
Naturalizing an anger.
yeah, the naturalize the naturalize on the plague on insect here. Not exactly where he wants to be, but if a second plague or something comes down, he can answer it.
So, you do have the Mistress Factory as sacrifice a land,
Yeah,
flashback for ball therapy,
Yeah, if needed.
which
You want to write these down?
I don't think. Yeah,
It's
you
fine.
could probably tell he was kind of hemming and hawing over that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now,
Upkeep.
I think it is the easiest pay for the Echo
Yes.
Awesome.
Very,
because
much
if he
so.
doesn't, the land's tapped anyway.
yeah, it's like it's going to be tapped to Rishon Port,
Yeah.
so you might as well use that mana now.
Yes. Now,
Not doing anything.
it does suck to have your forest tapped down, so you can do
No further effects.
updates.
Yeah,
at this
but
point.
you can you're still attacking for 10 if he taps down. But, okay, so it looks like he's not going to. He wants to probably just hold up the Mistress Factory for a block. But, I mean, I'm still getting in there with 4 2/2 squirrels.
Yes, absolutely. And
And
oh,
okay, it's
no, don't do it. You have the naturalize. If he animates, you can blow it up.
yeah,
Swing for 9.
yeah.
That's fine. I go to 8.
Yep, and it's going to take
And John is
smart enough. To
Yeah.
You can just remind me. I'll do the tapping.
Hello there, Darren Sushi.
I will do
Hopefully you're
2,
enjoying the stream.
3.
all right. So we're tapping for 3 mana. Is that
That's pretty
a
good.
morph creature?
Massive
Then your
core.
turn,
Oh my
I'll play
gosh.
Shell
Oh,
Strike.
counter on the
I'll go to
Counter on the
6.
Walvards.
I think you got
Walvards,
it.
okay.
Yeah. I feel so bad for Peter. He's going to have to pitch an anger to that massive core.
Ah, just the worst.
Just the worst.
How you doing, Shirley? Good seeing you.
The
Hope you're having a good time watching us from work today. And seems like you joined at just the right time to watch John pack up as we go to game 3. So hey, it looks like Pete did hit that 35%.
It's triple symbiote
And
just
it-
like
All it was
That
just
would- yeah,
diversifying his
yeah,
cards. You know, it just was not on an all
Yeah, I
else
can't
given.
really fault you for that one.
I think Insect was still the correct call,
I agree.
because otherwise that that play would have been naturalized, and then just
He
bounce,
didn't
bounce,
have,
bounce,
Hermit.
bounce,
He didn't
bounce.
have Hermit,
Yeah.
And I was like, I
I
can
could
safely
agree.
make insect here.
It kind of sucks that it ended up that way.
Else, but then
And you kind of have to put your opponent when they're on 5. There's only so much they could really do. I think that's the right play to answer the forward.
I'm gonna go tell players time
Sure.
while we have that, since we didn't have that available to you. It's one thing out. Hold down the fort.
Yeah, I guess maybe I didn't expect it to scale. That's all I'll say. I expected I can hit 2 creatures and hamstring your cradle if I name insect, and you know.
You guys have 21 minutes left on the clock. Just want to let you know.
Sure.
Since
Okay.
you don't have to.
Yeah,
Sir?
So
Yeah, I get you.
yeah.
All right, and we're starting to shuffle up here for game 3.
Did Walter Jones making any changes to his deck list?
No.
Like,
I think both people just kind of looked at it, thought their game 2 was fine. They're just going to game 3. I can't really imagine that John really changing up his strategy here. I think being on the play helps him out a lot. Kind of like as we're saying, the 3-mana Haymaker to just get it out before one turn arrow here on Peter. Maybe something like the play, an engineered play to be able to make more
very low
impactful.
probability to you having Hermit. And I
yes.
can wait.
Now,
I
this
can
will
wait
be the
to get
downside.
the board a little
Now,
stronger, even though
you won't be able to see this,
didn't
but
consider long enough the fact
John was talking about how he wanted to play Dark Ritual. The first card he wrote on his deck list was Dark Ritual, and he had to scratch it out because he's playing the Blacklist doesn't have Dark Ritual.
Yeah, and that's something that we've kind of started to see in the format is that people are kind of trying to move away from Dark Ritual, which kind of seems crazy to me, but, you know, as we see here, John is 2-0. He's pulled from a list that won a 64-person tournament. He's got some good results
I would have,
under his
I
belt.
would have deployed a 2/2 and been porting your
Yeah.
cradle.
What? Good.
And
Good on him.
It's not clear that would have been enough, actually. You know, if I think about my hand, I would have had to. Well, it's probably an easier position to play if I expect to top deck more
They
cyber
are-
cards.
20%, all this
I
good
didn't
stuff.
It's a weird spot.
It is a weird spot.
Definitely a weird spot.
Well, while John takes a minute here, I do just want to bump up and promote again. Look at these wonderful playmats here,
This is a
done by Kayla
Yeah,
from Through the
definitely.
Deck.
Controls a
She did a
legacy.
wonderful job. These are the Grand Prix Louisville playmats that will be given out to every player that comes to the Grand Prix Louisville. We'll also have special top 8 playmats. There will also be stamped river boas, which also we are giving away a to ninth place. A specially stamped, the first ever specially stamped river boa. Just ignore the fact that it's been sent to God.
I haven't paid attention
So the
since
person
Spider-Man.
that gets it is going to be sad that they're ninth, but they are going to have the silver lining of having the first ever stamped rubber boa given out to them as a so close but yet so far away.
Oh, of course it looks great. Or it's from Zendikar. So it's not real, and we all hear.
Really?
Exactly.
I get blessed.
All right. Well, it does look like we do have.
I'll also hold on to this one.
John looks like he's content. I think Peter is
Did
still.
I see a parish? Okay, no, we'll
Okay,
keep.
we're going to be keeping
Oh, did I see a Paris? Or parish, excuse me.
Paris.
Or no, just go back.
Just starting off with an elf. Probably what the elf player won every time.
Oh yeah, that's a
Turn one.
thin and off.
And John says you're not allowed to have that, and I'm
I
too.
already
Yeah, let's not do that on
Sorry.
camera.
Yeah.
I mean,
You were
Bolt the
on
bird
the
is a
Yeah.
it's a name for a reason.
Yeah.
I am going
you absolutely want to kill every bird on site.
to sack it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, let's see. Sorry, I'm man wearing many hats. Okay, sir. Okay. Survival is good. Now, if we do just get to windmill slam a dystopia here,
Yeah, and that's what I say. As we're kind of saying, this is a spot where dystopia is very good. So,
and that may actually be the thing. That dystopia might be better on the play rather than the draw. But let's see
I
what
think it
we're
is, yeah.
doing here. So that's a Mishra's Factory. We what's happening for 2?
oh, that's
Oh, the old
play.
Plague Bear.
Yeah.
Good.
Now, Plague
You gotta read
Bear,
it.
a 1/1 zombie something. But importantly, it's XX black. Destroy target non-black creature
Yeah. With,
with mana cost X.
Yeah.
It is essentially a gorilla shaman, but for creatures. It is a zombie. Zombie. Okay.
Have a green
Yeah.
That is
survival.
truly haunting art, by the way. Some,
Oh, yeah.
some Ron Spencer. Woof.
yeah, he outdid himself with this one.
Yes. That is disgusting.
Sure. Gonna go to 8.
It is also a reserve-based card, so that is why it is now $35.
Yeah. Actually, I don't think it is.
Oh, is it really?
Just the one printing. So, coming to a pre-modern Horizon set in 2027 near you.
I mean, to be fair, who wants it?
Nah,
Right? Who has wanted a Plague Bear?
yeah.
Zombies players and now pre-modern players.
Oh, yeah.
So there is a card that we've not talked about,
That's a good one.
and that's a natural.
Okay, that's Return of Forest.
And that
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
that would be a solid pickup.
yes.
If he could get out, say a Phantom New Show Ball, if he hasn't brought it out yet, that thing
that
is
would be some pretty big game.
huge.
Yeah.
Although, if John does have that Perish in his hand that we kind of
I think it may be,
postulated that he might have, I don't feel real bad about it.
yeah. So this is interesting. Like, does John want to spend all 3 of his mana here in his entire turn to activate Plague Bear to kill Quarian Ranger? It just depends on what's going on in his hand. He may have to.
He could also just pass turn and kind of see where we are.
Yeah,
I'll destroy your Quarian Ranger.
Nope, he's
going to do it now.
he is absolutely kill it with fire.
Yeah.
And I can't blame him.
No, I can't either.
The Clearing Ranger and Wirewood Symbiote is the most scary creature
Oh, yeah.
out of this deck. Everything else
Yeah, it's like this.
is that an off the wall take?
No, I don't think so.
That card lets you do so much with Deranged Hermit and with Multani's Agile.
Yeah, it's just any spot removal spell. Just doesn't really work with a with symbiote on the table. So it's almost like a a standard bearer. What was that old card that you had to target as?
Oh, it's a Flag Bearer.
Flag bearer, yeah. It's almost like a flag bearer. Like, you have to shoot me. It's a lightning.
Yes.
So, and if not, I'm going to do some dumb combo type stuff, and you're going to get buried by my card advantage.
Yes. Yeah, and that is the secret mode of a lot of these creatures is you have to kill this on the spot, otherwise the game ends. So suddenly all of the removal is flagged for that, so then you can go around it.
Yeah.
We were talking about a different format, and I won't go too deep into that because it's not relevant, but we were talking about other cards that have that same thing going on.
Yeah.
Like Dragavant, for example.
Dragavant, yeah.
Is that kind of card that would do that. Or Tamiya. But we don't talk about those cards.
Yeah.
They
Those
don't
cards
exist.
in this. So
They were printed out
I just-
after 2003, so you know what?
They can't hurt us.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of, oh, that's a land of flames, right?
Yeah, I think so. But more importantly, that the guy's critical. It happened for 3.
Oh,
Use one of them. Get rid of squeeze.
Yep.
we're gonna discard a. Oh, he just
Squee.
he just has the squeeze. It looks like. Where did he go?
He went and grabbed it
Okay.
at the end of the turn.
So with these 2 mana left,
Sure.
Oh, he's going to get the anger. Oh, man. This could get real interesting. But he's already got the mountain out there, so everything's got his haste.
okay. I mean, and he can do. Now, John is sitting on just 1 black mana,
Yes.
so John could be, and obviously we don't know what's in his hand right now because he's playing it very close to the chest. Although I do think there's a Parish in there, which might be getting Windmill Slam very shortly.
Yeah, it's like I feel like Parrish, if he does have it in hand, kind of has to come down this next turn.
So we get to get a spoon. So this elf is active thanks to this anger. So he had 3 mana, discarded his squee, and then the 2, discarded the anger. So he's at 1 right
One
now.
rain floating.
Okay.
If I'm counting correctly here. They can play the symbiote for
Yeah.
free.
Yeah. For using 1 of his mana.
Yep. So yeah, that was an elf as well. So
Anger's in the
Oh,
art,
you're
not
right.
the
You're
mountain.
right. You're right.
Enter combat.
and he's
Yeah.
pointing at that anger. Okay.
So, I'll take 2. I'm at
And the Ashen,
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty easy block here. No block here. Easy block with
No.
face, excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of back in that same spot. If you look at something like an engineer, like what do you name here? He's got looks like 2 walls, an elf, and an insect. So
Okay.
kind of like we're saying, he's diversifying his creatures, just trying to mitigate that. Really, the best card here is Perish.
Yes.
And even then picks up the elf. It looks like there's a dystopia on the front there, but
That
with
costs
only
double
1 black, it like
Yeah.
doesn't have the black for it.
And do we actually have the Disto or the Parish in hand? Because I would think this is the point that you would absolutely
Yeah.
jam that card.
Yeah, that's right.
Like you can get a 3 for 1 here essentially. But again, the Wall of Blossoms already replaced itself.
Ravenous Rats.
Nope, he's just going to play a rats.
When it comes into play, you discard a card. I
Buckeye
discard a card.
Brawl rights. From the Buckeye Brawl event.
Yeah, so. We'll have a bunch of great guys is there as well. That was a wonderful tournament.
Oh yeah, props to the Retro Mantis for sure.
Also,
Oh, yeah.
I'll stack my hand.
I know we have some of the Cincinnati guys here.
Yeah. So they were there as well. And it's like, we've now been to, I think, 4 tournaments with them. It's like we've been able to talk to them. We've a
Squeeze.
So
bunch of good guys there as well.
you have to
Let
wonder,
me know when you pass priority.
would it have
grab
been a good idea for him
Sorry, I'm
to
gonna port your cradle.
I will respect
return the symbiote,
tap at
remove a counter, go get anything to put in the graveyard, survival, and discard that so you get the free.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
That could have been a corner case. Oh, we are
But
getting.
this Master Card is
Whoa.
about to do some pretty
Yeah.
bad things too.
I mean, John needs to have a
He does
number
have
of
some
dark
format.
rituals to. Oh wait, no, never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's like so.
Yep.
He has the 4 mana to play it with the Wall of Roots. He can attack for 4, obviously. If he ever finds something like if he has a second Guy's Cradle in hand, I think this game's probably.
Or just in the upkeep, activate the guy's cradle.
Yeah, I'm saying that. Yeah, but that's even for next turn. It's like how it's looking right now. It's
I mean,
the Mexico is going to take over this game pretty quickly.
if Pete has even 1 land, excuse me, Peter, I'm sorry, I just keep saying him
Yeah.
informally.
No.
If he has 1 land, then he can absolutely cast Masticore, have land up,
Or, yep.
use counter, have land up, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
just churn that sucker out real quick. Yep, and that is an easy block.
Oh yeah.
I am not loving
This feels,
John's position right now.
this feels like
Perish.
the mana base. Oh, okay, so there's Perish.
So there's no push.
It's going to kill 2 walls and the symbiote, but that
Until he gets.
Masticore is really the big issue. He's going to stay around.
The card you want dead gone is just, and that squee is going to keep feeding that Masticore.
It is, yeah.
So John needs a Withered Wretch as soon as possible. What does he have in his? He's not hit that second Black Source, unfortunately. So
I feel
like
like
that,
that's the biggest issue that he's had in this game is just not having 2 black mana.
Right.
17.
And that's kind of part of the issue with this deck is that sometimes you just get stuck with a couple Mistress Factories, a couple Rashad Ports, and you just don't have a lot of.
Logic.
yeah.
What the hell are you?
And very wisely returning the squee and then discarding it immediately, stacking troops in the appropriate order. Yep.
Oh wait, 'cause I swung.
So how dead do you make this Plague Bearer immediately?
Oh, you're so true.
Yeah.
All right.
It's not like really doing anything for you right now.
All right.
I mean, it's true.
I don't mind just kind of letting it sit here. It keeps the
Yep.
keeps the factories away for sure.
I mean, now I think you're killing it because
It's,
you lose your.
yeah, you're just giving away an elf for no reason. And this way, Massacre still has a shot or regenerates up
Exactly.
with the Cradle Sword.
Now, I will say the players do have only 5 minutes left,
Yeah.
and I did warn them at 10 minutes. So
Peter is definitely in a commanding lead here. I think it's really just on John to find a way out of this. If it stays status quo at how it is now, it's gonna be a Peter win.
Something.
yes,
I'm sorry.
and importantly,
Chain of Smog. Targeting 8.
Ooh, okay, so here's Chain of Smog. Ooh, so that's interesting. It helps with killing the Masticore. Yes, he has a squeeze going on, but if he's able to find something like a Withered Wretch to deal with Squee in the graveyard,
I don't know what you have up your sleeve.
it would kill this Masticore and really bring this game a lot closer back to parity.
Sure.
It looks like Peter is thinking, do you want to redirect that Chain of Smog back? Because I believe he only has 2 cards. He may have 3, and he's trying to think which one does he want to keep in his hand.
Chain of
I am not
Smog's good.
sure.
I'll discard these cards.
Sure.
All right. Okay, so he is going to pitch 2 cards here.
Not top.
Okay.
And it looks like John may be thinking about what he's wanting to do here.
Go ahead.
Untap.
Let me know when you pass priority in your upkeep.
Yeah. Upkeep. Squee. Discarding.
Looks like
squee,
Peter did not come
uh,
back his Chain of Smog, so John
that's-
just passes.
probably what you don't want to do against
I'll port your
a deck anyways.
Yeah.
John has a lot of cards. I did steal a peek while I was out there.
Yeah.
So we're sitting on a Bane of the Living and a Dystopia at the very least.
Okay.
And then some other cards that, like, again, John has just been
Yeah.
strapped for that. It is so unfortunate thing.
Yeah, I don't think really Bane of the Living or Dystopia really is the cards that we're needing to get out of this situation.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
We're getting another wall of blossoms, it looks like.
and that makes sense.
Pete, buddy, I love you, but how do I put this gently? You've got about 1 minute and 45 seconds right now. A wall of blossoms ain't getting you there.
Yeah.
I'll let you
And maybe he's just comfortably playing for the draw.
Wall blossoms.
You know, we are 3 of 5 rounds. 8 players, touch top 8 out of 18. So X01, X1 and 1, Ameson's still 1 and 1.
Yeah.
And
And at this point, he's attacking for 5.
yeah,
He's going to have 2 more attacks in turns. So at this point, he's fine. I think he's just trying to get, I guess, like Guy's Cradle, a little more juice. This way. Okay, so John does have the Withered Wretch in hand, but
Yes.
again, as kind of they're saying, the 1 black mana really is causing a problem.
yes, that is unfortunate. This would be almost the time he'd wish for a Dark Ritual, but
Yeah, but I get the reason why
yeah.
it's down to the deck at this point. Oh. Looks like the life total pad is turned off. It may have lost battery, so let's see. Okay, life total. Check it out.
Sorry, I'll get there. I'm not.
No, you're good. Take your time.
Yeah.
It's getting to that point in the game.
Yeah.
It looks like the life total pad may have lost all of its batteries, so it's like hopefully the players have kept. They'll remember what they are at here.
That's the fastest
Oh, yeah,
4 minutes I've ever heard.
No, John was at
I didn't even hear the 4-minute mark.
Alright, sorry, I guess I'm turn 0.
No, you're good.
All right, it looks like they're good there. And Ben has just stepped out. The time of the round is just about to go off the board. It looks like he is saying it right now. So
Untap, upkeep,
we're going to be
Yeah.
in round
press wheel.
5 here very shortly.
I'll port the cradle. Yeah.
Yes, Peter is always one that he really likes those foils. Kind of as we were talking before, Peter has played elves or elf variants like this in anything from modern to legacy to pre-modern for years. So
Yeah.
he's definitely taken his
Attackers,
time
attackers.
to accrue a very beautiful collection.
Seems good. Yeah.
So Peter attacks for 5, and John is going to activate this factory. Okay. Yeah, it's like he just has to soak up a couple of escort shots here. We'll see how long that's going to be able to last him. If he's going to be able to last through turns doing that.
Green.
Yep.
Discard this wall.
Nice.
Peter's going back into the deck with survival. Are we at time? Yeah. Okay. So time has been called.
Peter was turn 1.
Okay, so he's got 2 more turns to figure out how to kill John Peter. And John's trying to throw the factories in the way of the Masterword to try to stem the bleeding.
Yeah.
We'll see if that's going to be able to get him.
So life totals from 17 to 9. Our device, unfortunately, it went the way of the dodo bird,
Yeah,
as,
unfortunately.
as we do.
I'm gonna go Lyra Symbiote.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm gonna play the Lyra Symbiote.
Yeah. Seems good.
Pass.
And we got a Wirewood. Just adding more creatures to the board at this point, just try to get those last points of damage in. Really the best way to do it here.
Morph. Go ahead. It's zombie.
It looks like John has played out that Bane of the Living as a more.
I need to remember what it does.
Yeah, but let's do this. He had to tap out of
Then your turn.
Rashad Impulse. So this guy's Cradle is going to be able to get on the 4 mana just to shoot that down. Ooh. So, And John's writing down zombie cutthroats. just to kind of like this thing. You don't know what this is. This could be anything.
You don't mind, do you? Is it
Even the
bothering
book.
you? All right.
No, of course, take the box.
I don't mind at all.
All right.
It could even be a boat.
Yeah, we're on turn 3.
All right, so we are on turn 3, and yeah,
Turn 3, yeah.
that is.
I think
I think
at
you
this
return
point-
and discard.
yeah.
Now, okay, so if you're Peter, you could also consider like discarding a different card, getting your deranged hermit,
Yeah.
and swinging for 9. Because if
Sure.
they told me the life total so they walked away
Sorry.
was 17 to 9.
I'm going to choose to not discard this.
Sure,
You
you
don't
got
have to
it.
do spoilers.
I see.
But in fact, not a. Ooh, interesting. So he's going to let the mascot die
Yeah.
here as well.
Yeah, I'm guessing he is probably survival. No,
I didn't draw this.
Again,
No, I
Peter
know,
has
I
a plan.
I,
He's
sorry,
not just letting
I thought I,
the
okay,
mascot
good.
die.
Sorry.
Yeah, you need to respond to my questions. They're not.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine anything.
Yeah.
You got it.
So Squee. What can he grab here? He can grab a priest. Play priest.
Sure.
Priest,
Yeah.
grab priest.
Okay, so
Oh, you must have another
actually no,
card.
this is fine too because he just had the elf. Tap it for mana.
All right. Yeah, you got it.
Pick back up.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got or the
cradle.
cradle makes everything so much easier.
Oh,
Second to no black for so long.
Had no second black.
When
Yeah.
you get everything you need in
20.
your game.
Yeah.
The Peter winning. And kind of like guys were saying, post sideboard with all these 3 mana cards,
Down to the wire.
Peter was able to play through them, and really just John was able to
Oh, really?
pass some of those cards out to double black.
Exact same mulligan for you.
Yeah.
Triple.
That is all she wrote.
all right. Well, we're gonna put them on pause for just a moment. We'll probably take like a 3-minute while we set up matches, figure out our feature table. Let us stretch our legs for a moment, even though I have been running, doing more cardio as of late than I have in a while. But we'll be back in probably 3 to 5 at the most with more pre-modern content from through the decades in Louisville, Kentucky.